filmmaking gear adds up quickly.
Even after you buy your essentials, there seems to be a never-ending list of new gear that you need to purchase. Today you'll find out that there just so happens to be cheaper alternatives to expensive filmmaking gear that you can buy or even find at home.
The main focus for this video won't be on cheap microphones, cameras, or lights, rather other gear that can elevate your productions to another level or just make set life a lot easier. Let's get right into these cheaper alternatives. Once you buy a camera and maybe a few lenses, you need a way to protect everything.
Chances are you've heard about Pelican cases. They're hard-shelled with soft padding on the inside. Waterproof, dustproof, you name it. They're an industry standard for protecting gear.
The only downside is the cost.
A Pelican 1510, which is airline carry-on size, costs around $250 with standard cutout foam. An alternative brand for Pelican is Apache. The cases are very similar, almost too similar where it's hard to tell the difference. The case from this brand that can be compared to the Pelican 1510 is the Apache 5800. Same size, same features, but only costs around $80.
If you're saying that this is too expensive,
just throw your rig on the front of your seat with your seatbelt. I do want to say though, if you can justify purchasing a Pelican case, it might make sense for you in the long term. You probably won't need to buy another case. But if not, as you saw, there is an alternative.
Let's transition over to lighting. You have a light, but you need to find a way to control it and make it soft.
A common way to achieve soft light is by using a Scrim. A 6x6 magic cloth costs around $150. I have two alternatives for you. First is a shower curtain. It costs around $8 and can perform the same task as the magic cloth. You can add some rope to the shower curtain and then tie it onto a plastic fence post.
The shower curtain may generate some hues from the light, but in most cases, it's hard to tell.
The second alternative requires you to take a trip to the fabric store. I purchased this unbleached muslin for less than $12 at Joann Fabrics. Just clamp the muslin onto a plastic fence post.
Whichever route you decide to take, you now have soft light.
This alternative will save you $140.
Sometimes you might need a smaller softbox.
Instead of using this $40 option, I'll take a sheet of parchment paper, create a half dome, and to finish it up, clamp with some C47s. I can raise it into position and now have softer light.
Next up is negative fill. It's a great way to add depth and contrast to a shot.
A floppy costs around $170 and a 6x6 duvetine costs around $100. You can purchase a black muslin cut to 10x12 for around $30 on Amazon. I'll clamp it to a plastic fence post and then move it into position to add negative fill. Just for reference, here's what the shot looks like with and without the black muslin.
The only way to properly secure a stand is by using a sand or shot bag.
If you buy a single 25-pound sandbag, it will cost you $30. If you buy a single 25-pound shot bag, it will cost you around $75. As an alternative, you can purchase 4 empty sandbags off of Amazon for less than $25 and fill them with the material that's available to you. You can head to Home Depot and pick up a 50-pound bag of sand for less than $10. I picked up a bag of steel shot from a local store to use instead. Either works. Weigh the amount of material and evenly distribute on each side of the bag. This is one of my favorite alternatives to save some money.
Let's say you purchased a screw-on filter like an ND or Black Pro Mist, and each filter costs you around $125.
You bought it in mind for a certain lens that is 72 millimeters in its diameter, but now you need to use it on a lens that is 49 millimeters. Before you go out and purchase a new filter for another $125, buy step-up rings for around $12. You can use the same filter and screw it right onto the step-up rings.
Adobe Premiere Pro. Do you really need it?
It costs $55 a month or $660 a year for the full Adobe Creative Cloud.
Luckily, there is a very capable software available right now, and there just so happens to be a free version.
DaVinci Resolve. If you've considered your editing software needs and DaVinci has you covered, there's no reason why you shouldn't try to make the leap. You'll save a lot. And even if you decide to purchase the studio version of DaVinci, it costs $300, and that's only as a one-time payment. In comparison, you'd be paying for Premiere 2 times each year until the day you die.
Whether you're traveling on a plane or hiking in the mountains, having a backpack for your gear can come in handy.
If you don't want to buy an expensive camera backpack, find any backpack that you already have. Head to Amazon and pick up a camera bag insert like this one. You can put it in your bag and now it can store your filmmaking equipment.
I hope that you could pick out a few alternatives to save you a lot of money. It can really add up in this industry. And just for a reminder, don't buy gear that is unnecessary. Just because someone else loves it doesn't mean that it makes sense for you and you have to have it. If it won't help you make a higher income, wait. Going forward on this channel, I plan on covering all things filmmaking. Lighting tutorials, film breakdowns, budget tips like today, and a lot more. Thanks for sticking around. See you, friends.